Aquarius, welcome to your June 2017 general tarot reading. It's Raina here. I just started this reading over again because I got a little bit, I don't know if it was distracted because some of my neighbors have decided to do their lawns, and I started it with the mower running, and then that got me a little bit off track. So I'm starting over again, and I've already laid out the cards, and I was talking about the general theme of this reading. This can be with any particular focus. So sometimes the cards look overwhelmingly to be one thing versus another. This one, not so much. I think it could apply to multiple areas of life. But if you're looking for a pure love reading, I have ones for singles and for couples that is online. I mean, on my channel. As the general focus, the Hangman card is a card of passivity, but not a negative passivity, a surrender, a let go and let God situation where you're willing to let the universe do its thing. I remember reading something in the Law of Attraction where, I don't know if it was Abraham Hicks, but some book that said, how something happens is none of my business. It's just like you put it in order and then you wait for it to happen. So perhaps you're in between jobs and you're looking for work. Maybe you were trying to interview everywhere and it just was a dead end after a while, and rather than get discouraged, you said, okay, now I've put the ball in motion and now I'm going to chill. I'm going to just wait for something to happen. I've done all that I can in the situation. The same thing applies to your love life. So if you have been, this is a general focus, so it could be for anybody who is married, for instance. Maybe you have been in a marriage that you've tried to work on, and no matter what you do, it seems like nothing ever gets accomplished. And maybe that made you double down. Well, now you're taking that detached approach of let go and let God. In the past position, we have the Queen of Swords. This is a card of detachment. Now, most of you out there in internet land are going to be women, so the Queen would be you, and you are Swords because you're an air sign like Aquarius. So this could literally be you, and this is a card of adopting a detached, rational approach versus allowing your emotions to take over. So there's nothing wrong with this card, but it can show somebody who is solitary. And if you're a man, that card may speak to a woman that you were dealing with in the past, who is an air sign like you. So the other air signs besides Aquarius are Gemini and Libra. So you're just hanging out with the Hangman card. You're not trying to impose your will on the universe. And this is what comes in, the Death card. So it's like taking a hands-off approach doesn't mean something will not end. Yes, it might, but it's for the best, obviously, because otherwise it would not be ending. So go with the flow. Yes, you are a fixed sign, like Scorpio, which is the card that the sign that this card represents. Now, fixed signs don't like change. They don't like endings because that's a change, and this is an irrevocable ending. I love the Death card. And I love the Death card because some things need to go. And life is in a constant state of flux. It's not, if it's ever feeling stagnant, then you're not growing. Even though it can feel like the ground under you is shaking like an earthquake, sometimes. And the fixed signs like Aquarius are the endurers, they're the builders. You're very consistent, you're very persistent, but sometimes you're rigid. And even if something is not going well, if you're in a job that you don't like, or you're in a personal relationship that isn't satisfactory, you might still stay there anyhow, because you feel like you have to maintain the status quo. No. And as a matter of fact, the spiritual message is the Three of Wands. This is about expansion. Expansion in many ways. Maybe it's your consciousness that needs to get an upgrade. Maybe you have been too narrow in your focus in your life. This is a card of travel sometimes. This could be a business venture that is overseas, but you're looking beyond your own little hamlet and to the bigger world at large. And that's something that, you know, the number 3 represents prosperity and abundance and expansion. And so when you are getting this card as a spiritual message, it's probably suggesting that you have allowed yourself to get too closed in. And maybe you've been obsessed with one idea, that you wanted to do a special thing or be with one person. And the Three of Wands is saying there's a big old world out there that's just waiting for you, waiting for your creativity with the number 3. And don't allow other people to suck the life out of you, whether it's business or pleasure. Actually, the Three of Wands can indicate your own business, your own baby. What crosses you is represented by the Knight of Wands. So it's kind of like a reverse card. This can be a person who is an Aries, and I really connected to that card, but it's supposed to be a Sagittarius. And the other fire sign is Leo. And this is a person who may be very chaotic. In a love context, it could be somebody who's a womanizer, somebody who is either immature, if they're older than like 30, and you know somebody like this, then they're immature. They haven't learned how to control their impulses. They're very impulsive, and they may be very compulsive and not constant. So they can create a lot of chaos around them because they lack focus. They're like ADHD on steroids, and very disruptive influence on your life. If you're dating this person, you may not be able to trust them because they may be sleeping with everyone in town. And who knows, maybe they tell you what you want to hear and they get you all revved up, and then the next thing you know, they're gone. They're somewhere else. They've skipped town. And if this is in the business sense, this could be somebody who, like let's say you are looking for work or dealing, even if you have your own business, you may be dealing with people, vendors and potential clients, whoever. And they can tell you, it's like a used car salesman, telling you things that you want to hear, getting you all excited, and then running away with your money or something like that. So if you can identify somebody like that, you have to be very cautious because they symbolize instability in your life. The advisor, what's coming in, is represented by the Four of Wands. This is a card of marriage, domestic bliss. If you have your eyes on the prize and you're dating, this is probably what you want. The number 4 is a number of foundations. So it's like a long-lasting marriage, a new home. So with that Three of Wands, it could be perhaps you are going to decide to leave where you are physically and go to a new, get a new home. Maybe not buy one, but rent one and live somewhere else. And sometimes maybe you get some kind of a nudge to do it. Who knows? Maybe your spirit guides are telling you that this is how you get where you want, what you want. By moving, which is not the easiest thing for you, you may usher in fresh energy, new people, and in doing so, it could either be the career of your dreams or the love of your life, or maybe both. And the wonderful thing is that you had to take that chance in order to make it happen. You couldn't make it happen by staying where you were. The outcome is the Nine of Pentacles. This is a card of financial security. This person, this woman, is very well adorned. And like the Queen of Swords, which was at the top left, this can be a solitary energy, but it's one that is very financially secure. So if you're in a transition where you have just left a relationship, even if you are upset about it for some reason, I think that you're going to do quite nicely and you're going to be able to take care of yourself. But what's even better is that it might even enhance you in a material sense, because with that middle row, we have cards that represent new home and new marriage, new physical environs, with the Three of Wands, new career, and, well, I should say expanded career. And then self-sufficiency, economic self-sufficiency. So is it the most romantic reading? Probably not, except for the Four of Wands, which I think is more of like asking yourself, what is it that I want? What is the end game here? And is this person, if you're trying not to make the Death card happen in terms of a relationship, is that person capable of giving me a happy home, a nice family? Or is that person more like this guy? And is this person a disruptive influence in my life? And by the way, I wanted to say that this guy could also be somebody at your work, maybe somebody who's very competitive with you and is trying to keep you muzzled or keep you down so that they can get your position because they're so competitive. So is this job that maybe you're kind of neglecting to do, this thing that you need to do, maybe go off by yourself, is this job creating peace within you, like a happy home and kind of like that self-sufficiency, or is it creating a lot of chaos in your life? And that's how you can gauge whether or not it's worth continuing in the current state. But that's what the Hangman card is all about. It's making decisions. And sometimes we have to just step back before we can make the final decision. So I hope you enjoyed this, Aquarius. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. Otherwise, have an awesome June. Bye.